What's going on, everybody? Welcome to HBCU Game Day, and I have the pleasure of having the newest head coach at Southern University, the one, the only Terrence Graves. Coach, first off, welcome to SWAC Media Day. Is this the first time you've been, or obviously in this role, but?
Yeah, good morning, Stephen. Yeah, it is. It's my very first one.
Okay. Period. And you've been around the SWAC now since what,
1994. I've been in the SWAC 30 years.
30 years. First Media Day. What do you think?
I love it. Anytime we get an opportunity to get coverage to highlight and showcase our institutions and our programs and our coaches, it's always a win.
Right, no doubt. And so, a lot of folks know, but some don't. For those, you're one of the new head coaches as far as being a head coach, but not new to the SWAC, not new to Southern. You came with Coach Pete Richardson back in the 90s, and you've been a part of a lot of championship winning teams. Just what does the SWAC mean to you?
Well, the SWAC is it's really home for me. Of course, I played ball in CIAA and grew up in CIAA and MEAC country, but the SWAC is home for me. I grew up here professionally, and so I've coached at about 4 institutions, and it's been a great experience, and I don't take it lightly. Never thought that I would be in the conference this long, but I'm glad that I am. And the SWAC is just like, I have the love for the SWAC like I have for every conference, HBCU conference in the country. So to have an opportunity to represent Southern University as the head football coach, I'm eternally grateful.
Yeah, no doubt about it. You talk about Southern University, that's a place where high expectations, and again, you're part of building that legacy back in the 90s as well. Just talk about, for you, what it means to represent Southern University. How has that become your home?
Well, it's a blessing, and words really can't express how I feel. To be able to coach, be the head coach of Southern University, where I started my official full-time coaching career, and to have the success that we had, and to work and play under the legendary Coach Pete Richardson, and now be the head coach of the same institution he once led and dominated. It's a great feeling, and I'm blessed and honored to be in position.
Yeah, and you're a name that a lot of times as an assistant you kind of play in the background role, and so you've seen a lot of coaches come and go in this league. For what would you say for some guy that may be in your shoes, that may be the assistant that's doing everything right, and wondering if that opportunity is ever going to come? How does it feel to just what would you say to someone like that?
You gotta stay prayed up, and you gotta stay committed to the commitment. If this is something that you truly want to do and you dedicated to it, you have to work the job that you have, and you prepare, you learn, and you grow, and you take something from every opportunity that you get, and you network. But at the same token, the Bible says, be anxious for nothing. So you have to be great where you are, and you put yourself in position to get those opportunities, and you may get turned down. You may get overlooked a number of times, and there are times where you're frustrated. But what you have to do, you have to have great mentors. You have to have great friends. I can't tell you the number of people who have poured and sold in my life and encouraged me and kept me when I felt like there was something that I should have gotten and it didn't happen. But at the end of the day, God's timing is always right, and so you just got to stay focused and be locked in and prepared. When you start getting super frustrated and angry, then you become counterproductive, and then what happens is instead of you continuing to grow, you begin to stagnate and you become bitter, and then it shows in everything that you do, and a lot of times people will get out of it. But if this is something that you want to do, don't worry about how long you're doing it, because 30 is going into my 32nd year of coaching. Sure, I thought I would be a head coach long before now, but at the same token, it doesn't matter, because I've always enjoyed what I've been doing, and when you stay true to it, your time comes.
Yeah, no doubt. And talk about as we're going forward, now you've been a part of so many people's staff, but now you're getting a chance to put together your staff, and then you get a chance to have a Fred McNair falls out in the air, to be able to add him to your staff. Just talk about that, and and just, maybe, a lot of coaches might be intimidated by having someone who's had as much success in this league as he's had on their staff. But just talk about that and what that brings to your program.
Well, first thing, relationships matter. And Fred and I have known each other for a number of years. We have a great respect for one another. I've always respected him as a player, as a coach. I look to him as someone to lean on. I admired how he ran his program and how he won and how he always stayed even keel. In terms of being afraid to hire him, iron sharpens iron. And if you want to be great, surround yourself with great leaders and great people. And so I don't coach looking over my shoulder. This is a blessing. It's an asset to have a coach of his caliber, along with Coach Todd, who's also been a head coach, Coach Todd, who's also been a head coach, Coach Henry Miller, who's been a longtime coordinator, Coach Mark Frederick, Coach Sean Wallace, Coach Chris Scott. All those guys are veterans in the game. Coach Quentin Burrell, Coach Damon Nivens, Coach DeMarcus Miller. These guys have been a part of championship programs. Every coach on our staff has been a champion as a player, either as a player or a coach. So when you build, Coach Sean Wallace, when you started building your staff with winners and guys who know what it's like to win and they know how to win, then it helps you, it gives you an opportunity to be successful.
No doubt about it. So, you guys down year last year, but just the year before, you guys were in the SWAC championship game. Obviously, Southern is a place where, division championships, they're nice, but nobody talks about them. Nobody really remembers those. What is it going to take for you guys this year to, win that, come out of the West and then, take on whoever comes out of the East?
Well, first of all, we have to be our best selves. And what that looks like is we have to be disciplined. We have to be physical. We have to be aggressive, fast, and fun. We talk about that all the time. And we have to take care of one another. And we can't, we got to minimize the mistakes. We want to be the least penalized team if possible, because we know that teams that have the least amount of penalties increases their chances of winning. So we want to be great disciplinarians, and we want to do all those right things. And week to week, it's going to be a ball game. And one thing about Southern University, you're going to get everybody's best punch, regardless of what records are, where you're playing, the conditions. So we have to be ready to go every week we step on the field, and it does not matter who we're playing. We're going to respect our opponents. We're not going to fear anyone, but we got to be our best selves each and every Saturday to give ourselves the best chance of winning.
Lastly, when you walk out onto that field in Baton Rouge as the head coach, have you thought about the emotions, or what will be on your mind? Obviously preparing your team, but just looking ahead of that a little bit.
Well, I've been asked this question before, and it's just like when I was, they were asking me about how I feel coming out of the tunnel at the Bayou Classic. And I told them, I said, who really knows how they're going to feel? I may be face wet with tears of emotion. I may be
not from that, then sweat.
Right. I may be, who knows? Yeah. So it's a, I haven't given it any thought. I'm going to be excited. I'm going to be fired up because I'm a competitor. I want to win. So I think it's going to be a great feeling. Now, how I'm going to be emotionally, you just got to stay tuned, and we'll see how it goes from there.
All right. Well, this is Coach Terrence Graves, Southern University head coach, and we wish him well, and we'll be keeping the eyes on the Jaguars this year.